Hello, my beautiful Virgos. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, getting ready to do your January 2020 read. I was going to say 2019. Your January 2020 tarot readings. We got all these cards flipping out. For those that are new, welcome. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It's much appreciated. For those that are returning, thank you so much for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and positively engaging the channel the way you guys do. I love you guys so much. For those that want additional content, you can see below the link for my Patreon. Thank you for all those that have signed up for the Patreon. I hope you guys are enjoying the daily, weekly readings. But yeah, any additional content is for Patreon members only. So check out the link below if you are interested. For those that timestamp the reading prior to the prayer, thank you so much. Please continue to do so, and I'll continue to try to remember to pin them. And yeah. Oh, the star. It's great. Anyways, let me quit dicking around and get into your spread. I'm using Cynthia Harrison's I keep forgetting the name of this bloody deck. Yeah, Shrubs Thunder, The Honest Truth, 2nd edition. Okay, so I'll put a link for that below. She has her own YouTube, Shrubs Thunder. And yeah, I will put a link for her deck. We're going to use that for the main card spread. But first, we're going to pull a card from the Chateau Avanaris by Eugene. I'll also put his Tarot Mania website link, which is where you can get all his decks. I have 90% of his collection. He did like a death oracle. I need to have it. I'll email him. Shout out to Eugene Vaninsky, man. I've learned so much about esoterics using his decks. Just tarot and esoterics and just history even, shit. So shout out to Eugene. And Cynthia. Anyways, and then I'll use the Lenormand. And to clarify, and the Godmother Fairy or Fairy Godmother Oracle, and then the Archetypes by Kim Kranz to wrap. So we'll have quite a few decks we're using, but I like this format because this deck here only has the major arcana, so it's a great way to start or end a spread. So we're going to start it because we always end it with the oracles. All right? You guys can timestamp now because we're going to get into prayer. Oh, wow. Money, 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 money. Money. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective sign of Virgo. Please allow me to communicate the messages that are in their greatest good surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. All right, let's see what's going on. Quit dicking around and see what's really going on for Virgo gang. Kicking off the year. Like I said to the signs, where I've been reading it, some of you are either wrapping up. You guys are either at the 10s, the 1s, or smack dab right in between the 10s and the 1s. And what I mean by that is wrapping up cycles. Some of you are wrapping up cycles to embark. Some of you are wrapping up cycles and haven't manifested your aces yet, because you're still dealing with the residuals of what it is you're leaving behind and wrapping up. Some people have already dealt with all of that and are focused on the aces. They've already manifested these aces. Some people are literally wrapping up cycles in order to go after the manifestations, the aces that are being presented to them. So it's playing out different ways for the collective, right? A lot of Virgos are taking time to reflect because they're aware that they are wrapping up cycles. And part of what's getting Virgo to wrap up cycles are all the new beginnings that they are ready and curious, but more passionate about, excited about. That's what's kind of keeping Virgo afloat, or at least the Virgos that are wrapping up some really tough karmic cycles, whether it's with karmic partners, karmic relationships with friends, families, even karmic job situations. You know, you have karmic careers, right? Where you learn these tough lessons and then you move on. Those are karmic cycles in career as well. So there's this sense of a lot of Virgos are holding on to this this idea, this passion, this hope for the future, and it's really pulling Virgo out of the dark, heavy energy of like the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. Okay, this could be a really important communication that is being brought to Virgo or is going to come from Virgo, which is either a reflection of the new cycle that Virgo is going on or a reflection of the old one. This has a lot of weight, though. This page has a lot of weight. It's either attributed to the aces or this communication is either about the tens, whichever you guys are going through, all right? I felt this. It's right at the bottom. Some of you are communicating endings that you've been quiet about. So some of you have already internally ended a karmic cycle. It's just a matter of you now communicating it. Some of you haven't said it. Some of you have been in hermit mode, hangman mode, okay, trying to calibrate yourself. So essentially calibrate yourself to come off the old one and to be prepared for the new one. Some of you, this is the new beginning and the painful ending. Some of you are wrapping up karmic cycles and starting new ones. So you've got aces and tens playing out in your reality. Some of you, this is not an ace about the future. This is communication that's going to bring this karmic cycle to an end. It's a truth. It could be very fiery. It could come off a bit. It's almost like the person who's communicating to this ending is sweating. I feel the sweat on their lip, on their head, the weight, because I think they might have suppressed this communication. For some of you, you haven't communicated that you've wanted to come out of a relationship. So when you finally do, you're hot about it. Some of you are needing to communicate to a current partner the betrayal that has, some of you are going to have a karmic partner finally admit to a betrayal. So this communication can make you hot, or is making you hot because you're either communicating it, or makes you hot because of what you received and it was verification. For if it is verification of some kind of betrayal, it's one that Virgo already knew about and just needed somebody to come cough up the truth. But essentially, this is the last nail in the coffin. This communication is about wrapping up this, bringing this to a close for good. Some of you are going to get some really good news from an employer. That's going to really, some of you were manifesting a new employment opportunity, an increase in money, something like that. And it was a burden not having it. And then when this communication comes in, it drops the burden of any fears you had about your future employment or stability or resources. And essentially it's that page of wands is really good news about a manifestation with regards to career, which lightens the load. So therefore it's no longer a stress. Virgo's like, okay, I have employment set up. I'll be okay. Nothing's going to have to sell, be pawned. We're good. All right. No foreclosures. We're savvy. So yeah, I see really good news. That page is passionate because it just makes you feel really excited. And there's this lightning, there's relief with regards to career coming in for Virgo because of some good news. And it would be surrounding things that you've already made yourself available for. Not necessarily, because this could be the starting. Some of you could get good news that you're being considered for something. And that is almost like, oh, thank God. Hopefully this turns out, because then I can really relieve myself of these financial burdens, or at least just the feeling. For some of you, that Ten of Wands was just a feeling because certain things hadn't manifested, certain things you were waiting to hear back from hadn't been signed on the dotted line. I don't know. And it was just a burden, not being really sure about where money and resources were going to be coming from. And now that good news has come in, there's relief there. The burden's been lifted. Some of you are going to find out that you're not going to have to sell your home or move because you're getting an increase from your employer. Some of you manifested more money and didn't really care where it was going to come from. You weren't really manifesting with regards to career. You were manifesting money. Okay, and that money comes in, and that will be great. But then when that money comes in from that employer, the next step in the ascension initiation will be to seek new opportunity. Okay, that is multidimensional, meaning it doesn't just talk about money. It talks about work-life balance, career successioning, future planning, all of that. But for now, there's somebody who's manifesting an opportunity to bring in more money, either from a new role or an old one. Yeah, the stress. Some of you were really stressed out about career and work because you were unsure about if your efforts were going to manifest on time. And they do, at least from what I see here. Some of you are really stressed out about the conflicts that you're experiencing at the end of that Ten of Swords. Some of you are just in vicious fights. Some of you are arguing with everyone, and it's making you feel like something's wrong with you. It's making you feel very alone because no one seems to understand where you're coming from. So it now seems like you are arguing with everyone. Okay? This is a fight. You need to back your fucking development up. You need to back your decisions up. I told you guys, you're not meant to fit in. You guys are leaders and forgers of change. Okay, so loneliness just comes with the territory. Okay, but it looks like you guys are fighting battles from all areas, and it's getting you to kind of shut down. Wow. Making a decision. Somebody is very emotionally manipulative in Virgo's energy, and if it's not multiple people you're fighting with Virgo, it could be one person who is emotionally manipulative, who doesn't know how to the depths, doesn't have a very high intellect when it comes to using emotions other than just to manipulate. They don't really understand emotions on a deep level. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, teamwork, Six of Cups. Yeah, some of you are with the person that you want to be with, essentially. Some of you, the wrapping up of that karmic cycle isn't necessarily leaving a partner. Okay, what it is leaving behind the cycle of which you guys were not working as a team. Okay, because that requires intellect and intelligence. Okay, and an understanding independently of what wish fulfillment is. Okay, there's this lack of teamwork, this lack of cohesion, this lack of, even the conversations are not bringing about forward movement, moving these wheels, getting the clock to tick, 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 right? So there's like, some of you are in relationships and it's almost like time has stopped. There's so much stagnation that you feel like you're being left behind by the universe, looking at your partner saying, I need to move forward. How do we do it together? And that could be where there's a bit of conflict, also a bit of emotional manipulation, because some of you are with somebody that isn't admitting to where they are lacking. They're not putting efforts to developing themselves. There's this narcissistic approach to them already living wish fulfillment and being wish fulfillment. But there's somebody in this dynamic that's looking at it and saying, this isn't fucking working. This isn't good enough. This isn't bringing the results. There's no change. So there's this the wish fulfillment for a lot of my Virgos would be to get this teamwork and cohesion with where they're at, with who they're at with. Some of you are just wishing for this and are either going to move forward into a new beginning to get it, or are going to put in the effort with the current person because they themselves are showing efforts. Okay. Yeah, there's some kind of imbalance here with regards to existing relationships, because some of you feel like you already have wish fulfillment. It's just not playing out the way you'd like. You're experiencing stagnation. And it's essentially because both of you are growing and there's a need to figure out how, at your newly developed stages, you can bring about this teamwork and move forward towards wish fulfillment together. Where others of you might be realizing that this wish fulfillment is something that you need to pursue outside of where you're at or independently. For some of you, you've shared an idea with a partner surrounding a business or something like that, and it was something that you thought you would build with your partner, only to realize that you're the one putting all the effort in. Well, it's because it's your wish fulfillment. It's your dream. It's your vision. This person doesn't have the same vision. They just thought it was a good idea when you brought it up, and they wanted to reap benefits from it because they had all the faith in the world that you would get it done. The problem is you thought it was going to be a team effort, and it looks like a dolo mission. Well, because it was a dolo dream, there was lack of communication with regards to what this wish fulfillment was. It was almost like you asked somebody if it was a good idea and they said yes. You didn't ask them if this is something that they really wanted to do and see for themselves, because then they might have said, I don't know. But I forgot. Let's pull what this overall energy is. 15 minutes in and we haven't even got a card. The Fool, Leap of Faith, and the Chariot. Excuse me. Oh, that's funny. The Chariot and the Devil, that's North Node and South Node. Yeah, this is karma. This is, yeah, the end of a karmic cycle. So this is a leap of faith into the unknown. This is about forward movement, clean slate, blank slate, taking a leap of faith into your future, that Nine of Cups energy, that wish fulfillment, right? Taking a leap in the future. There's the Judgment, making a decision to embark in a new path, to move forward. Some of you, this new path is with an existing person. It's taking a leap of faith to commit yourself to this journey with that person. For some of you, it's a leap of faith to leave that journey because you realize you're not going to the same place. Some of you, this is making a decision to take a leap of faith with regards to work and put yourself out there. Some of you, it's putting yourself out there on the more social front. So for some of you, it's not even career, like career is going well. You've manifested the opportunities you want, but you realize that you lack on the social side, the interpersonal side, even if you're in a relationship or not. So some of you are going to take the leap of faith to ask some of the people out in your workplace for drinks or go out to coffee. You're taking a leap of faith to putting yourself out there on a more social front. And I think some of you are going to start on the work side. There's a couple of people who might have reached out to you last year about wanting to get together, but you weren't super open. Those are some of the people you might reach out to and see if they're interested in hanging out, or, you know, just even going for coffee breaks and stuff. It's that effort of putting yourself out there to gain friends. This could be even putting yourself out there on the romantic front. You know, some of you moved and are completely alone. You've moved, you've changed jobs, you've changed friend circles. You're literally already at this clean slate. It's just a matter of you taking a leap of faith to acquire new people, acquire new friends, put yourself back on the dating scene. Some of you have been dating and need to take a leap of faith to let somebody know that you want to further commit with them, you know, further build with them. This is fantastic overall energy to have, okay? Yeah, some of you are taking a leap of faith to leave a karmic relationship. It's like it goes round and round and round, and you can't understand why you can't get this fucking relationship to vibe high. Well, because you have the devil sitting on top of it, and he's keeping you together with this person because essentially he knows that you do not vibe high when you're with this, when you guys are together. So that's why sometimes these relationships are very hard to come out of, because the devil energy is trying to convince you to stick together in order to keep you both vibing low. All right, but let's go into the actual spread. We prayed, I'm pretty sure we prayed. Your overall energy. Death, transformation. For some of you, this transformation has been in the works. This transformation has been happening for some time. For some of you, 13 months, 13 weeks, 13 years, shit, who knows? Okay, but this transformation process has been a long time coming. It's already been in the works. This, to me, is a leap of faith about integrating your transformation, meaning putting yourself out there to meet new people. And part of what makes you hesitant is this new version of you and not being sure if you'll be accepted. Because part of what made you accepted in the old timeline was living out these personas and these egos that were systematically and socially approved of, where this has nobody's approval other than God. So there is a leap of faith in integrating your new transformation, your new personality, your new ego, or lack thereof, right? This is taking a leap of faith to end something. It's like tick, 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 time's done. This gotta go. Bye, boom. Some of you are packing up very lightly and leaving, either a family home, a city, that you lived in, a country. This is relocating, but from a minimalistic perspective. This is somebody taking the bare basics. For some of you, this was a sudden ending that required you to only take the bare basics. Okay, so somebody who had to flee a situation with whatever you could fit on your back, the kids, the dogs, and that was it. But let's see further. First card out, Six of Wands, victory. Good job, guys. This is a transformation. Well done. Okay, this is bringing an ending about in a morally just way that makes you feel excited about your future instead of daunted by it and afraid. Like the devil energy wants to keep some of you. The devil's trying to keep you here and the divine's trying to get you here. And then I have under that the moon, the sun and the moon and the devil. Trying to keep something in the dark and not bringing it to light. Yeah, the moon energy behind the devil, right? But the sun's trying to come out. So some of you are really working to come out of toxic cycles with partners that you are meant to embark in the next phase with, because you're both transforming together. You guys both put efforts to come out of this cycle and come together in a clear, honest place, a divinely guided place. Some of you come out of this cycle with somebody and embark in this cycle with somebody new. Guys, this is a general reading. It can play out any way. First card out, though, is the Six of Wands. That's really good. Victory, triumph, acclaim, and pride. A lot of you are very proud of not just your transformation, but how you're handling it. Some of you feel very victorious about certain things that you have manifested. Some of you are receiving accolades for things that you've already done that you might have thought people weren't noticing or people didn't see. Like this transformation, I think a lot of Virgos thought that they were doing inside of them and that it wasn't necessarily viewable, and people might be coming towards you and positively reinforcing your transformation, getting you to feel more pride, more confidence, more surety about integrating, because some of you were not sure how you integrate yourself, only for people to acknowledge you just the way you are, realizing I've already integrated myself. Like I already am displaying the change and the transformation. I'm already vibing higher. I don't have to do anything. Some of you are going to get that kind of realization because of some positive reassurance, and feedback. I feel like Virgos are going to hear from people like, for some of you, you were in a really bad place, and there's the people who love you most are very happy to see you in a better place now. You know, more clear, more optimistic about the future. Some of you were not, you were feeling really down about your future. Some of you were beating yourself up about mistakes you thought you made or decisions made, and only to realize that things were divinely guided, and the decisions that you made, whether they were right or wrong, were meant to teach you things and give you better understandings and experience and all that kind of shit. Right. So yeah, no, this is a lot of Virgos coming into a healthier perspective about themselves and about their future, which is, who knows how hard that was to come out of that darkness so that you could feel this way about yourself and your future. So good job. The next card out is the Six of Pentacles. So we've got 6-6. That's beautiful. This speaks of balance on a molecular level. So some of you got sick and are feeling better than you ever did. Some of you got sick and realized it was a different type of cold, flu. It was very painful, and it knocked you down so hard that what you were going through emotionally and mentally almost seemed to be reflective of what was happening to your body, or your body was reflecting what was happening mentally and emotionally. And you're like, what the fuck's happening? Okay, well, you manifest through your body what is happening internally. So some of you are changing on a molecular level, meaning like they say that when you go through any kind of trauma, okay, abuse or anything like this, like these very traumatic experiences during developmental time. So, that 3 to 7 years, and that, like, I would say, honestly, even those teen years, those prominent teen years, that it affects how your body actually develops. Okay. When you do this ascension, this healing and development, it actually corrects any of those anomalies that occurred in your developmental stages when any emotional or mental trauma occurred. So now that you're healing the mental and emotional trauma, it's going to heal your DNA or any anomalies or anything that occurred. So there's like, I don't know if that's making any sense. Anyway, Queen of Pentacles, that's really fantastic. That's really, really good. Balancing out, like I said, from a career standpoint, there's a balancing out that occurred that brings stability back. Because some of you, I think, felt like your stability was in jeopardy, which was what the burden was with regards to career and money. You weren't sure of what was going to happen. You weren't sure of your manifestation. Only for the manifestation to come in and you're feeling more sure and stable. There's relief. There's been a balancing out now with regards to resources, time, and money. Next card out, Eight of Pentacles. Again, victory in the workplace. Fantastic. You're being recognized, okay, for being elite, for being good, for being honest, for being a stand-up motherfucker. Straight up. Some of you are being supported. Some of you helped somebody earlier this year, and Christmas time, they have a big something for you or another. I'm not going to say what. They really want to show you how much they appreciated your help earlier in the year or a couple months ago or whatever. And by maybe throwing a party for you or something of that nature. Some of you feel like you didn't get the appreciation that you should have for some work that you've put in. Somebody might be taking credit for what you did. It's almost like you did something and then somebody says, oh, that's nice. And they're like, oh, thanks. And they didn't mention that you helped them or anything like that. But anyways, what's new? Okay, let's keep going. The beautiful Virgos. Let's see. Oh, I don't know why I just shuffled and everything. We had a card at the bottom of the deck. I don't know. Sometimes I do that. I think it means that we just need to keep going. In the middle of the spread, we've got the Five of Cups. I think certain developments with regards to career really take Virgo out of a pessimistic perspective on life, because anything can crash and burn, but you can't take Virgo's stability. It gets them really displaced. They don't, without that kind of stability, they feel very, very vulnerable in the world. It's not that Virgos don't know how to duke it out and live off nothing. No, it's that the level of importance that they put in a certain level of stability without having it causes a lot of turmoil, can get them to react very nasty, be very mean, completely withdrawal, shut down, definitely emotionally. Don't try to talk to a Virgo about your feelings if they are broke, struggling, trying to find money. Like, that's the last thing they want to fucking talk about is how you feel about things when they're struggling. When in their mind, they're like, I ain't gonna eat. Like, Three of Wands. I don't know why I'm doing your spread this way. It's just they're coming out this way. The Moon. And lastly, one more. That was Judgment that popped up. I love this card, Nine of Wands. Believe in yourself and don't give up. Because that's truly, shout out to Cynthia, beautiful deck of cards. I've already used the shit out of them. I haven't even had them for a month and they look like I've had them for a year. It's the personal readings, guys. I did over 800. I have to do the final count, but I think it was over 800 personal readings last year. It was amazing. Live and direct. I love you guys. Connecting with you guys is truly a privilege and an honor. Anyways, the Nine of Wands, this is needing to not give up on yourself. Okay? This energy is tough because you want to. For some of you, for some of my Virgos, it's almost like you gain this really good energy with regards to career. And then it's almost like when the novelty of that, because like I said, there was a certain level of relief and a burden that was dropped, just knowing that things with regards to career and money are balancing out. You've stabilized yourself there. Everything is copacetic in that area. You're feeling good. It's now directing you to another area where you're not feeling so good. Like I said, things of emotions and things like that might not be Virgo's focus, especially if they are experiencing any kind of turmoil or strife with money and career. But now that that's balanced out, it looks like Virgo is now looking at another area of their life and wanting to bring stability there now that they're feeling more confident and secure. And it could be with regards to love, partnership, relationships. I'm getting the impression that there's certain Virgos that want to pursue a certain romantic interest or a current partner on a deeper level, or there's further exploration here. There's Virgos that are afraid to reveal something. Ooh, for some of you, the way your partner, the lack of support, the burdensome energy. So this, for some of you, you had a partner who did not support you at all while you were going through this troublesome time, okay, where you were clearly going through something. Your partner was actually adding to the issue. They weren't helping it. Now that you've stabilized this, you're looking back and very upset with your partner of how they behaved. They're not celebrating you. They weren't supportive when you lost. There's this sense of looking at someone and going, huh, huh. What the fuck do I have you around for? No, the Strength card, making a decision. Yeah. Some of you, this rose, essentially this knight picks up this rose. This rose is on the floor and gets picked up by this knight, and essentially there's a decision too. For some of you, there's somebody who is very persistent about pursuing you. But what's beautiful is that it's not stalker energy. They focus on their own. They have a lot of positive things going on in their life. They are manifesting really good things. And this person is now focusing on a romantic interest, and they are very sure about the pursuit of a romantic interest. The problem is there is somebody is afraid, like somebody is assuming the worst. There's no evidence. This is I don't know. This is it's not real, because the moon is like illusions. There's these feelings of regret and loss, but it's not real. So that's devil energy, getting somebody to not pursue something because, I don't know. Because if everything's good with work, then this has to be like, or could it be two different messages surrounding work too? I don't know. My brain's calcifying. I need water. I'm already getting kind of chunky. I'm already gaining weight. Not chunky, please. I'm already gaining weight from the lack of smoking. Anyway. For some of you, Virgos, there's somebody who wants to approach you, okay, and reveal certain things to you. Somebody wants to propose an idea. Propose a plan, propose an idea. It could be an actual proposal, but somebody's trying to propose something to Virgo. But what's stopping them is a lot of fear that they have to work out on their own, I guess, unless this is you, Virgo. Virgo, some of you are focused too much on the things that haven't worked out. Like there's a focus on loss. Okay, what you've lost with regards to your heart is actually stopping you from exploring something, from moving forward and exploring something. There's this need to not give up on yourself, just like with regards to career. You didn't give up on yourself. You kept going, you kept pushing, and you acquired, you gained, you earned, right? You made things happen. You balanced out your finances. You didn't give up, and you balanced and secured yourself, or you will. There's the need to take that same approach with regards to love. It's almost like certain things transpired in your career in order to give you a certain kind of confidence, independence, and stability to go after and pursue love in a deeper way. And some of you are kind of stuck there because you're feeling like you can only really be successful in one area. For some of you, there's somebody who wants to move forward, but they're riddled with regret. There's somebody who's willing to let you go out of the sheer fact, and you might, whether you know this person or not, let go the opportunity to build and be with you. Essentially, this regret could actually get this person to miss an opportunity in love. Whether it's a new person or an old person, somebody is so focused on what hasn't transpired in love or where they felt like they failed in love, it's actually stopping them from pursuing, exploring love, progressing in love, or taking opportunities in love, which is sad. Yeah, because we've got the Ace of Cups. Burdened. And the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, some of my Virgos are going to be distracted with love, sex, relationships, partnerships. And it's fine now because you had to stabilize yourself and create balance independently first. Because the divine wasn't going to allow this to come in and take away from your victory and your independence. That wasn't going to happen. So now that that's come in, it's almost like the divine is saying, okay, let's change the trajectory and get you to focus on matters of possibly the heart, which you might be feeling a little bit more burdened because you're not so sure how to move forward in it, trapped in your mind because you're not so sure how to express or communicate it, a little bit trapped in your mind because you're not sure of where that will lead. Like there's this, you go from being really sure, really excited, really like confident to boom, now all of a sudden you're feeling kind of like insecure or unsure, and it's because you're now focusing on a different area. And the divine is wanting you to gain the success that you gained in your career and independently in love, partnerships, relationships closest to you, whether romantic or platonic. It's trying to bring in this victory all around instead of just in one isolated area. That's beautiful. Let that happen. Just know that if you're being challenged to be vulnerable in a different area, it's in order to be just as victorious in that area as you are in other areas in your life, Virgo. All right. Because that's what the King of Wands is. Entrepreneur, leader, honor. Big dick energy. We've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, it's a single independent person who is focused on their work and career. And essentially, for some of you, you're very focused on work and career, and you should be because you have a lot of beautiful things transpiring there. But part of you will be regretful if you do not be open to the other beautiful manifestations that the divine is bringing in. You will have regrets about not exploring certain opportunities because you were too tunnel visioned and focused. Okay, so for some of you, what you achieve, what you create, and what you bring in with regards to your career, you need not put your poverty consciousness on it. Some of you are afraid of the rug being taken from underneath you. Some of you, you've brought stability in, but you're a bit afraid of, you need not be. You need not be. The divine showed you they handled something. It's handled. Move on to where else the divine's showing you. This is the card about making plans and preparations. It's the Three of Wands. People say that's the card of waiting for your ships to come in. I mean, think of somebody standing there waiting for ships. How often did you see that? Ports are full. People are getting ready for things to dock. They're moving around. People are screaming. Like there's all this action happening because people don't really wait for their ships to come in. They prepare for their ships to come in. They make preparations to embark in ships to go to other ports. That's the Three of Wands energy, in my opinion. I know, a little shade. I don't know why. It's like Tourette's. The shade's like Tourette's. I'm doing my inner shadow work. I'm trying to tame the motherfucker and try to tell him just cool, Naman. I call him he because he reminds me of like some like 17-year-old shitty little boy who's just a piece of shit little asshole. Shout out to my shadow side. We've been doing lots of work. It's hard, man. It's the most darkest, hurt, broken parts of you that you have to mend. So all the healing that you go out in the world and offer your shadow, that's where you really find the healer in you. Because if you can hear your shadow, you can heal any bumbaclat ting. Trust me. Yeah, preparations. Some of you are now able to make certain preparations because finances have stabilized. So now you can relocate, you can move. Some of you need to buy a new car. Some of you need to furnish a home you've already bought. Preparations to move, preparations to make visits, intrigued. Yeah, some of you need to be very mindful, okay? Because there's this intrigue. So some of you are going to be triggered by a person romantically, but are going to pull back and focus on career as if this person can negatively impact that. When it looks like with the King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, they have their own shit going on. It's a matter of balancing your life. Some of you are going to be prompted to really balance your life. That's the talisman. That to me speaks of longevity, inheritance, long money, long investments, long-term investments, whether romantically, emotionally, or materially, like money-wise. Somebody is going to be very intrigued, okay, by something is being presented to Virgo, but it's being presented from the space of the talisman. So this is heavy energy, very big dick energy. This is long-term talks. These are talks about, some of you are selling your home and are going to make plans and are already making plans with what you're going to do with that lump sum of money. Some of you are not going to go and buy another home. You might buy a smaller property somewhere else where essentially the living, it's like a new adventure. Yeah, some of you are making preparations to not just sell a home, but to completely change your lifestyle, which was part of why you sold the home. Maybe the home was too big and you were tired of managing a home that large. You weren't comfortable living in a home that big with so little people or alone. It's selling this and seeing how it frees you up so that you now have the money to go about these future plans, which for some of you is, I'm hearing tons of shit. World tours, moving to an island, moving back home. Some of you are going to be investing in your kids. Some of you are going to give a large sum of money to your children after the sale of this. For some of you, somebody's planning on coming to your home. Hear me, I'm like, ahoo. Part of you are like, oh, that's so exciting. And part of me is like, who the fuck is rolling up at your house? It's Clara. Yeah, some of you know exactly who the fuck is rolling up at your house. Yeah, burnt bridge. For some of you, this is somebody wanting to pursue an opportunity with you that was once rejected. For some of you, it's somebody who wants to mend a burnt bridge. So your relationship has gone estranged with this person for a while. And essentially somebody has come, or both people have come to the awareness of what truly matters, what's most important in this dynamic, and why it's worth either staying together, embarking in a new, or whatever. These are two people discussing what's most important to them both. But with the burnt bridge, this is a relationship that, this is damage control, somebody wanting to fix something. These are the keys to this home. Somebody might be coming to ask to live with you. They want a key. Somebody might be asking to live with you because of some shit they burnt up. Somebody was staying at somebody's house and they burnt a bridge with that person, and now their plan is to come to you and ask to stay at your place. Some of you are going to say, no, I'm selling my fucking house and I'm out of here. No. Some of you are going to make an excuse. Some of you are going to flat out lie. Some of you are going to say, yeah. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. I don't know. For some of you, I just feel like you're going to say no. I don't know why. This is fantastic. This means with regards to career, because that's the card of work. That's the card of the fish. That's abundance, health, wealth, and that's time, which is like the Wheel of Fortune. So essentially, with regards to work, this is the Three of Pentacles. That's teamwork. This is a fantastic. With regards to career, I am seeing 2020 kicking off fantastic. Some of you are going to take the biggest exhale knowing that everything is sorted out. You lined up a new job for yourself. Some of you are getting a permanent opportunity. Yeah, like there's just a lot of victory regarding career. But with regards to love, I see more damage control, wanting to mend fences, wanting to reconcile differences with pre-existing partners. I see this is people needing to not give up on their pursuit for love because they're so focused on their past pains with regards to love, sex, and relationships. All right. Shit. Look how long I was sitting here running my mouth with you guys, eh? I'm a Virgo moon. And I'm actually a Virgo Lilith. Because the Lilith placement talks about your shadow work. If you want to know what your shadow is meant to do, which is essentially descend and then ascend as the morning star of fucking Lucifer, go look at your Lilith placement. Lilith's in Cancer right now, which is my sun sign. And it's been in that, for like a 16-month transit. I have literally had my shadow descend and ascend, and I am completely consciously aware of what my Lilith placement is doing to me internally and spiritually. And I'm not an astrologer. There's just certain placements I care about at certain times. But yeah, my Lilith is in Virgo, and my moon's in Virgo too. No, sorry, my moon's in Aries. My ascendant is Virgo. Anyway. Insecurity, blossoming, celebrations. Yeah, some of you guys are celebrating career, feeling insecure in love, blossoming into, the leader in all areas that you're meant to be. This is just a process of development, of learning. Some of you are going to come to the end of 2020 and be stable in both love and career and understanding what this journey was always meant to look like, who you were meant to be along these phases of this journey. Some of you are going to be very pleased with the way you are blossoming in love, just the way you were pleased of how you've blossomed in career. For a lot of you, karmically, career was the focus only for 2020 to now be love and the karma balanced and embarked in love. Because within this ascension, it's like, I'll do another video talking about all of that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to quickly, I can't not do. Come on, faster. Mine's like just hush. The Father. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. The Father. Alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine, thus he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is also absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leaves us to the wolves. Here, yet gone, the champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. That almost made me cry. Thank you, Father God, for such a beautiful oracle message. Anyways, guys, I got to wrap up your spread. I love you. Patreon link below. Happy New Year's. And until the next time I see you, please continue to let your inner angels live. Mwah! Ciao.